We live in an age of unparalleled wonder, but strip away the screens and the steel, and you will find that humans are, at our core, neatly arranged stardust. Despite our technological efforts, we are still bound by the laws of physics that dictate everything from the spin of a galaxy to the movement of a cell. Yet most of us live in a state of autopilot. Life becomes a series of separate, repetitive actions, waking up, commuting, working, that narrow our focus until we view the world in small, segmented microcosms. This autopilot makes us blind to our own evolution. We carry the power to learn any skill or connect with millions from a device in our pockets, abilities our ancestors would consider miraculous. When we fail to recognize these tools, we remain trapped in a primordial ooze of our own making. We become subjects of the world's image, rather than the architects remaking it in our own. Breaking that cycle begins with understanding that reality is a lens. By shifting how we frame our experiences, we can conjure an entirely different world out of the one we currently inhabit. But a lens isn't just changed by a thought, it is ground into existence through physical sacrifice. To sustain a world-class frame of reality, your output must match that mental picture. That means 4 a.m. wake-ups, relentless cardio on no sleep, and the metabolic hunger required to physically sculpt a unique physique. This pressure forces an inward reflection. When you commit to that level of sacrifice, the giant obstacles that once obscured your path are reframed. They stop being walls and start being stepping stones toward a higher, more elevated path. In this new frame, trophies are merely a byproduct of work ethic, not the goal itself. The true prize is the clarity to leave the crowd behind and finally walk in your own light. To achieve that clarity, you must accept that the universe operates like a machine. One of its most prominent gears is Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This law dictates how atoms communicate and how much we can extract from any situation. As this Newton's cradle demonstrates, the energy that hits the final ball is only ever almost equivalent to our action. We get back what we put in. Because of this non-negotiable physical constraint, the math of success is absolute. You cannot input a minimal effort and expect to receive a maximal reward. Realizing a world-class physique is the result of systematic, pointed action. By aligning every meal and every training session with a specific desired result, a bodybuilder uses physics to force their body into its ideal form. This success isn't a matter of luck or divine favor. It is the direct, measurable consequence of actions that have been perfectly mapped to their results. Each of those actions acts as a precursor to a larger effect, setting off a chain of events known as the domino effect. Consider the time gain of waking up just 30 minutes earlier every workday. That compounds into 120 extra hours per year, the equivalent of 3 full 40-hour work weeks gained to pursue your Northern Star. This diagram illustrates an interesting property. A domino can knock over another 1.5 times its size. Given enough pieces, a small, repetitive change, like a 30-minute head start, can eventually generate the force to topple a building. We saw this in 1954, when the 4-minute mile was finally broken. Once that visualized goal became a tangible result in our world, the movement could be reverse engineered and mapped, allowing thousands of other runners to follow that same path. Large shifts in a life's trajectory are rarely the result of a single spontaneous leap. They are the cumulative result of small, repetitive changes that provide the mechanism for profound transformation. To maintain that compounding momentum, you must be completely in the moment. However, focus is a finite kinetic resource. If you have a nagging feeling that you have wronged another or acted immorally, that energy is diverted inward to manage guilt, rather than outward toward your goal. This moral friction acts as a kinetic parasite, pulling your focus from the task at hand. This is why a clear conscience is a necessary co-pilot. In a world that is often a muddled mess of sepia gray, your conscience acts as a natural compass, tugging you in the right direction so your energy remains unencumbered. When you move without that internal friction, you can dedicate your vast resources and skills entirely to your vision, moving toward it with the speed of a clear mind. This leads to a state of absolute frictionless focus, where every action and every inaction is perfectly aligned with the path you wish to lead. Remember that your position in life is transient. You are not stuck. Your results and work ethic dictate whether you fade into the background or rise above it. If you only do what is asked of you, like cleaning 50 rooms in an orderly manner and nothing more, you will never reveal what you are truly capable of. You must go beyond the minimum requirements to find your own limit. By aligning your perception, compounding your actions, and removing moral friction, your life ceases to be a series of chores. It becomes the highest expression of your potential, a frictionless vessel for what the universe recognizes as divine art.